guys. Welcome back to K-Talk. I'm your host, Mel.
And I'm Uma. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm hoping everyone is having a great holiday and relaxing and, just enjoying our downtime. I have been super excited for this week's after show because it's been almost 3 years and Squid Game is back.
It is. Oh my God. So I've been waiting for season 2 of Squid Games.
Tell everyone how long you've been waiting.
I literally waited for a week because I literally watched the first season last week. And yeah, I loved it. It was so thrilling. It literally had me on the edge of my seat every episode. So I feel like season 2 was pretty much the same, gave the same energy. I was hooked from the first episode. Yeah, I loved it.
Yay, I'm so glad. I kept telling him, there's no way you can go. I knew it wasn't going to be the same games, but the vibe was there. And I was like, how have you not watched this insane show? So I'm so happy that you jumped on the bandwagon and it delivered.
I was not disappointed.
You were not disappointed. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So everybody knows pretty much what went down in the first season. The second season, we have about 4 characters coming back, which is our male lead, Gi-hun, Jung-jae, and then we have our sexy cop coming back, Ha-jun.
Ha-jun.
The even hotter Gong is back as the recruiter.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. Love them all. Yeah. Let's start with Gong. From season 1, I feel like we've seen a completely different side of him in season 2 that we didn't see in season 1. Because season 1, he seemed very well put together, seemed normal. I feel like in season 2, he seems like he's a bit unhinged. He's kind of a sociopath. You know what I mean?
Well, I know exactly what you're saying. We knew he was unhinged to begin with because obviously who recruits people to this game where they're ultimately going to die, right? The odds of them dying are very high. But I like the fact that we got a glimpse into just how crazy he is.
Yeah.
That park scene.
Oh my God. Him stepping on the sandwiches in front of the homeless was so diabolical. I'm like, what is going on? Why is this necessary?
It was pure evil. You guys chose a scratch ticket instead of eating. It was just to show them their desperation and to kind of blame them. And you kind of got the feeling that he enjoyed it. He's sadistic.
Yeah. My thing was, what was the point of that? The whole going to the park with the homeless, telling them to pick the lottery ticket or the sandwiches. Is this what he does on the side?
You know what? No, I think this is how he sets up the recruitment, right? He goes in and he does a stupid little game of, do you want the chance of winning the lottery? Do you want the scratch ticket? Or do you want to eat right now? I know you're hungry. And people always pick, I guess, the idea of winning the lottery and just taking a gamble instead of doing, picking the right choice, which is I'm hungry and there's a piece of bread right in front of me. He wanted to kind of show that people will always choose what's not really in their best interest or satisfied a dream or to essentially just gamble. He's trying to see what's out there. So he wants to see who's willing to take that gamble. Because I think stepping on the food was I think he's going to come back to the park. I think that's his recruiting.
Yeah. And it was crazy when he literally said, he looked at them and said, you guys did this. Basically saying, this is the reason why I'm stepping on it is because you guys chose the lottery tickets, essentially.
I think he's just angry. Yeah. I think it was just like you said, a diabolical thing to do. He's just a sadist. And I think he got joy out of that and be look at you losers picking a scratch ticket. You're still hungry and you didn't win any money.
Oh, no, he was enjoying it. The way
totally
he was stomping on, he was enjoying every bit of that.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
I was okay. And then he's going about his little day. And at this point, we know that Gi-young's men, the gangsters that are working for him are following because season 2, he's on this big revenge journey to dismantle these games and hold everybody accountable.
Yeah.
But he goes about his day, figures out that he's being followed
Yeah.
by the loan shark and his right-hand man, grabs them, and it starts right there. That game of rock, paper, scissors, I had no idea it was coming.
Me neither. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, this is so intense. I was like, oh my God.
Like,
I was not, because we weren't expecting that.
No, I thought
it just came out of nowhere. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like I thought once the game started, like I'm so used to, okay, they're going to go back to the island. That's when the crazy stuff would start happening. I loved that they introduced that so randomly, so quickly, that I was like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting a deadly game before they got to the island.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Like, it was so intense. I think I giggled because I didn't even know. Like, I didn't expect it. And I felt so bad for these
Honestly,
guys.
like, there's something about the show that I literally look away when
you
it
feel
gets so
everything.
intense. Yeah.
You feel everything. And that moment when both his hands had rock, I was like, fuck.
And the way there's that moment of him realizing, like, what's going to happen now.
And then the fact that his boss didn't
then
make
his
him
friend,
move. His boss didn't make him move. And headshot. I felt so bad for him.
Yeah. And then Gong-yu plays another game with Ji-yoon.
Yeah, he does. Okay, so that's the recruiter's craziness that he's done for like season 2 so far. So let's talk about like Ji-hoon now. Okay, player 456, our male lead.
Yes, he is back.
Our
so it left off with him pretty much about to leave,
which
with his hot red hair, and then he sees Gong-yu, and it was like, no, I can't leave
he's
yet,
pissed off
type of thing
all over again. He was about to go, and this part pissed me off because he's, what I can remember, he was on his way to the airport to go see his daughter, but on his way to the airport he sees the recruiter, tries to leave the platform, run, but the recruiter sees him, gets on the train, essentially gives him the middle finger, is like, gotta go. And then he's literally on the walkway about to get on the plane. This is the part I can't remember. Like, did somebody call him or he called someone? Because he's still thinking about seeing the recruiter that he's so pissed off that he literally makes a U-turn just before he enters
he gets
the
a
plane.
phone call. Yeah.
Right? No, he's pissed off. He gets the phone call and the person's like, I don't think you want to do, like, I think you should get on that plane.
Yeah.
Right? This is what pissed me off. I understand you want to dismantle these games. I understand, like, you're consumed with revenge right now.
Yeah.
Can you please go see your kid first?
Yeah. And the fact that he literally didn't touch his money, again, he thinks his blood money, whatever. Yeah, that was just weird.
Like, I get it. Like, you want to fight these people, but let's not be a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Like, you have
Priorities,
the money now.
sir.
A little
Priorities.
bit. Exactly. Yeah. And it's not like you were going to go and live with your daughter abroad. You literally just want to visit her, give her things. You have money for the first time. Yeah. Just be there for her. It was going to be a week. One week trip. Like,
you could have came back.
You could have spent time with your... I was just like, I love the fact that you want to be an Avenger here, but I couldn't get over the fact that I was like, oh my God, could you be more of a deadbeat dad? But anyways, he makes that U-turn, colors his hair black. He's like, this funky red's not working for me anymore because now I got to go deep. He buys this rundown love motel, recruits the loan shark that he owed money to, pays him off, and then was like, actually, I want to hire you and your goons.
That was very interesting. Is like the guys that he was in debt with, essentially now are people that work for him.
Exactly. Yeah. Do they believe his story? Not really. They like the money. Yeah. So they're like, he's a little unhinged, but he did come back voluntarily and clear his debt.
And he literally said that. He's like, I don't think you'd be dishing out all this money if it wasn't
didn't happen
real,
to
right?
him.
Yeah.
Right? So we find out, like, this has been going on for like 2 years now. He's hired these goons and the loan shark to essentially search every summer from when the game is being recruited for and the time that he had met the recruiter. So now we find out that they're all over the stations in Seoul looking for this man. And luckily, they happen upon him. They follow him. Sadly, he gets the best of them, kills the loan shark. His right-hand man is left. And now we're back at Gyu-hoon's hotel where the recruiter's like, I hear you've been looking for me.
Yeah.
And then they proceed to
So
play.
they start having a little chat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now we have another game that happens outside of the
My
island.
thing was, I was like, why do you want to play this game?
He's sick.
Like, why? Like, let's play a game. And everyone's like, yeah, sure. Like, why?
He gets off on this. He's cuckoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm convinced even Gyu-hun, like, you didn't have to participate in that.
Because I was like, you spent 2 years looking for this guy and now you're going to play Russian roulette and you just might die. Like, what happened to this great revenge plan? I get it.
I think low-key Gi-hun's suicidal his damn self. So I think that's why he plays this game. It's like, I don't care if I die, but he can potentially die. So I'm willing to play this game.
And they were both going back and forth being like, admit it. You're not a hero. You're not that good. And he was like, admit that you're nothing. You're just pure evil, but at the same time, you have no power either. Like, these people who orchestrate the game are also using you. You're just their little dog.
And we kind of find out why Gong-yu is such a psychopath.
He killed his own dad.
Yeah, literally. He said, right between his eyes, I shot my dad.
And that's when I realized I love this shit. Yeah. I'm cut out for this. I'm in my bag.
Yeah, if I can kill my dad, who are you guys?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Everybody can get it.
Yeah.
Anyways, they end up playing an intense game of Russian roulette. Recruiter goes bye-bye. He's done. But he has the information.
The one thing I'll say, I respect that he
went through with it.
Yeah, he did.
Me too.
I think they're all suicidal. Like, I don't think he cared if
they're
to
all
live or die
unhinged
either.
and crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
But he played that role phenomenally. Like, he literally, I've never seen Gong Yu psycho.
Both of them. That scene was intense. Like,
it was
amazing actors.
Acting
it was 10
on point.
The tension, so insane.
Yeah.
Loved it. So he loses, obviously. Gi-hun gets the card. Now he knows where to go find the front man, where they're recruiting. He gets that. And then finally, the guy who he didn't kill. And I kind of respected the recruiter for this because, yes, he killed the loan shark when he lost the rock, paper, scissors game.
Yeah.
But he didn't kill the sidekick. He just got all the information from him, locked him up.
And threw him in one of the rooms.
So now Ha-jun's in the hotel because this entire time he's been searching for the island too.
Yeah. Can we talk about how we left off with him in season 1? So his brother essentially shoots him. He falls off the cliff. I'm thinking he's dead,
Clearly.
But he's not.
Miraculously.
And then I think his brother In-ho told the fisherman to obviously save his brother.
I was going to say, what are the chances?
What are the chances that a man just happens to be, So I think he was sent to save him. So he does. He wakes up in the hospital.
He's been in a coma for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Gets out of his coma. We find that he's essentially been demoted to a traffic cop now because he can't stop going on about this phantom island that nobody...
Yeah, essentially everyone thinks he's crazy.
He's crazy. He has no evidence. The phone is lost where he had all the videos and pictures.
So I'm guessing from season 1 when he did send it,
it never went through.
Okay.
It never went through. And that's what his, captain was saying. Like, I never got those videos and everything that you sent me. We have no evidence. It's just your word. Some phantom island where people are getting killed playing school kid games.
And I'm not going to put more officers
behind
you over something that you can't even show evidence of, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
So Jun-ho now is weekly out of his own time is still trying to find this island with the fisherman that fished him out of the ocean. He's been demoted to a traffic cop. Life is just whatever. You could just see that he doesn't really care. He's just focused on finding these people and bringing them to justice. So we have the cop who's focused on bringing down the game. And
Gi-hun preparing to go back into the game.
Exactly. So now Jun-ho ends up at the motel because he's been tracking everything. And they essentially meet up. He sees the sidekick locked up and he was like, what the hell? Like, you killed the recruiter? And he was like, no, he killed himself. And he tells, they talk about what's happening. They decide to team up.
Yeah.
Great.
Love that.
Wonderful.
They finally found each other. Yeah.
They get it together. And he was like, you got to quit your job. This is going to be a full-time thing. We're going to find these bastards.
Yeah.
How hilarious was the sidekick and his silky, sexy robe he was wearing? Did you clock that?
I did not.
I was like, this man is so ridiculous.
He's always ridiculous. I love him.
Remember he was in his underwear when he was tied up in one of the random motel rooms. After that, when he's showing them his little hideout and all the guns and everything, and he shows him like the stack of money. This entire time, the sidekick is wearing this silky silver
They didn't even take that
thigh length robe, and I was like, "Go on, you're
It's
fabulous."
like whatever
Like,
he found in the room.
he
It's
just
like,
put
I'm
it on, but
wearing this.
I love the fact that it wasn't Gi-hoon's clothes.
Yeah.
It wasn't any of that. It was a silk robe, and I was like, "This is fun."
Yeah.
Anyways, they all team up, and now it's like, go, go, go. Let's find the island.
Yeah. Okay, so before they go into the island, they put a tracker in his tooth.
Which I thought was really dumb to begin with.
That's what I thought that was dumb because I'm like, these people are very smart. Like call them whatever you want, but you think like you could just get through with that? Like, I don't know. But it was a nice try. The tracker ends up in a random fisherman's bait, essentially. And yeah.
Yeah, and it's speaking of like them not catching anything, it's actually a hit and miss because I think they go out of their way because he's Gi-hoon. They're like, he's obviously not gonna go back to these games.
Back.
Exactly, and that's why they found the tracker. Because if they thoroughly check people, they would have found the cross.
Thanos with the drugs.
With the drugs.
Yeah.
They would have found the mom with the knife in her hair, like her hairpin essentially doubled as like a knife.
I'm like, so he could just get in with a cross with drugs in there? I'm like, okay.
You know they're going to pat you down. You're going to be unconscious for God knows how long. So I was like, that was dumb.
The reason why, especially like the knife, remember, they want them to kind of turn on themselves. I think they were hoping when it comes to that time, when they do turn on each other, that this person's prepared.
Yeah, like you should have known better, though. It's like they know you don't like them. They know that you're about to bring them down. Clearly, they're going to find this because they're the ones that put a tracker in your body. So you don't think they're going to scan and figure out if there's other trackers on you? Yeah. That was dumb, but whatever.
Nice try. It was hilarious when he found out that it was out. It was like, oh shit.
And he just threw it away like, fuck it. And now I'm like, you just have a gaping hole in your mouth. That wasn't the smartest thing to do, but at least they tried.
They tried. Yeah.
Okay, so now we know that he has this team. Him and the cop are working together. He's being taken in. He's in the games now. Yeah. And we meet a whole new batch of players.
Yes.
The new batch of players, they're giving Gen Z. Like, you know that meme where it was like, what happens if you started drafting Gen Z now or women?
Yeah.
That is how unserious. These people were upset about their clothes. They woke up literally from a deep drug-induced sleep in a place that they have no idea where they are. And the first thing that they thought about was my belongings.
And the girl was like, I don't like this outfit.
Can I wear yours? Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. And then Thanos was like, oh, my limited edition sneakers. And I was like, y'all have no idea
what you're in for.
What's about to go down. Yeah. Like, they just, even though this was a group of people that are supposed to be in, losing hope in the worst place of their lives, they're all rock bottom. They were very lively.
In the beginning, yes.
And I'm like, you guys.
Actually, Thanos stayed lively. Let's talk about him.
New player, Thanos. Let's talk about him.
I found him very obnoxious.
Very.
Very obnoxious. So he's just popping his pills and vibing. Like, that's his whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's just twirling around, having the time of his life. Clearly, he's high. But yeah, he's obnoxious. He's a former rapper. What brought him there is he lost a whole bunch of money in crypto. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and
I thought this man literally at one point I was like, he is so ridiculous and over the top, almost like cartoonish. And then I just had to remind myself,
why was he forcing the English? I was like, we get it, Thanos. You can speak English. It was just like every chance he got.
I love my favorite part. Like, he was like, listen, okay, I'm a man of the world. Okay. He was like, I'm not like you losers. Like, I speak English.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, all the English that he spoke though was like really stupid one-liners. Like
get it, brother. Or something weird.
What's up, brother? Like, I miss you, brother. At one point he literally said skirt.
Yeah. I see that.
Okay, I get it. You're a rapper. You're into hip hop. Yeah. Fine. My favorite part about him was the random rapping, like the lines he would throw to the situation. And I'm like, okay, get it, Thanos. Like the part that he thought he was a big deal. So this is how unserious this new batch of people were, because you know the pictures? They were trying to turn it into a group selfie.
I cried.
And at first I was like, they don't even have phones. And then I realized, oh my God, they're in that line that you have to take pictures. You know, the pictures that they use when you're eliminated.
The masked person telling like, you guys can't do this was so hilarious.
Because I think even they're shocked. It's like, you fuckers, like.
They're like, these people have
You're on the
idea.
verge of death here.
Yeah.
And they had no idea.
They had no idea, though.
And I think that's what I really liked about this new batch of players, because it was kind of smart for them to do that, because we know where it's headed. Yeah. So it was great to see, like, yes, us knowing where the games are going. It would have been very boring
and full of life.
Yeah, exactly. If they were scared and timid and down on their luck, like how the first original batch, like in season 1, were behaving, like I don't think it would have gave us news. So I thought it was really refreshing for them to be like, we're going to give you unserious people so you could, you know, relax a little bit. And even us as the viewer forget what's about to happen, because now I'm worried about like, why is this like B rapper
literally
here thinking he's a big deal? Like clearly you're in a low place. The mixtapes are not selling. You lost your money. Like
in crypto.
I thought that was great. I'm sad that we lost the girl. I don't like the color of the tracksuit.
Oh, she was out of there. First episode, she was gone. I didn't actually expect that she was going to go that quick, to be honest. I thought she was going to be one of the main people.
And because of her attitude, I wish she would have stayed. I feel like she could have been like comic relief throughout the whole thing. But we lost her.
Get her out of here.
They're like, you got to go. Okay, so other notable new players.
One of my faves is Jung-jae. She is a trans woman. Trans woman who is ex-military. She joined the game because she does want to continue with her transition. So, yeah, I liked her a lot.
The way
she was so multifaceted, it was just amazing to see.
The way she stepped up and handled business, I was like cheering. I was cheering. I love the relationship that developed between her and the mom.
Yes, and Young-mi, the girl that passed right
the
in
one
front
that
of
was
her.
super that was super scared to be there. Let's talk about the mom and son duo.
Yeah.
First of all, the mom's a G.
The mom's a G all the way.
Son's a little bitch.
He's a super bitch.
I don't care. The way, it was so heartbreaking to see the way he just left his mom like that.
The way he snaked, and that wasn't the only time. Like even when she said, you better vote to get out of here, and he voted again. It was just like,
sir.
Yeah. You're just doing entirely too much. And it was like, he's not even the type that I can see even surviving. Literally. So you're the last person
that
should
looks
be wanting,
like she was going to survive. But that was heartbreaking.
And the way he snaked his mom, that was so disgusting.
Beyond. And the way she tried to make up for him and not believe that that's what had happened when everybody was questioning her, like, oh, where's your son?
Oh, she knew what it was. The fact that she got so defensive, she knew.
And super angry. It was very heartbreaking. And then when he finally saw that his mom did survive and he broke down into tears, I was like, still don't like you.
Yeah. That was so not cool. Like, you're going to leave your mom?
But after, it's just, I think that even showed him, like, a horrible side of his own personality.
It did.
Where I'm like, how do you leave your mom? Like, I'd rather die with my mom than, you know, pretend like these guys are outpowering me and pulling me into the room.
Right? That's why I like the show so much. Like, that's what it shows, that even your own mom, some people, when they're put in that type of situation, they would turn on their own mom.
For survival? Yeah, I guess some people's survival instincts are kind of selfish.
I mean, I wouldn't, but
that's what I'm saying, though. Like, for me, he could have grabbed one of the guys that were pulling him, grabbed his mom, and then pushed one of the other guys out of the room. Yeah. You know, fight.
The way I'd rather kill somebody and pull my mom in before.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Like, but he doesn't have that in him, though, so I'm not surprised. That
was crappy. But I love how the mom and Jung-jae became close, and how she was like, you know,
I thought, like, you know, when we get out of here, I want you guys all to come to my house. I will take care of you guys. And
I mean, that seemed a little suspect to me too, because she wanted everybody to vote to leave. So it was very much of like, that was a little bit of emotional manipulation happening, because these people didn't have anybody on the outside. So she was like, oh, we should all be this newfound family.
I thought that she was literally a sweet woman. And
no, I'm going to say like 50% of that was her being sincere, and she's naturally a sweet person. But at that point, that was also very manipulative to make sure everybody in their little group would vote to leave.
Yeah.
And
the funny thing is, it was your son that
snaked her.
Yeah.
And Yoonju was like, I don't care. I'm here for a reason, which is fine. But I love the fact her son is so dumb. Remember when everybody's having that heartfelt moment, and the girl before she died, she was like, Uni, I think you're beautiful.
Oh my God,
and the mom's
that
like,
made me tear up.
I wouldn't say beautiful though. The mom is, and he's like, what? But she's like, you're nice. And then her son's like, what do you mean? You said she was like unsightly. And the mom like,
yeah.
But she kept it
that
real.
was so cute when Young-mi was like, Uni, you're beautiful. And oh my God, I teared up.
I know,
that was
right?
such a very sweet moment.
But then the mom became super accepting, and she's like, I knew your boobs weren't real. They're a little bit too big. And I was just like, this woman is out of control. But you could tell she doesn't mean anything by it. She's just ignorant, and she's trying to figure things out as she goes along. But
and then we have Jung-jae, who is Ji-yoon's friend from the outside. Happens to run into him.
Childhood bestie.
Yeah.
We saw him in season 1. He tried to ask his friend for a loan, and his friend's like, ran a bar at that time. And he was like, sorry, like, I can't help you. And they have a very emotional moment in season 2 where he was like, I'm so sorry that you were in these games. Had I known that you were that desperate, but I just want you to know that, like, even I wasn't in a good place. And he was like, it's fine. Like, I don't resent you for that.
It was really sweet just seeing
just
the conversation.
Acknowledging.
Yeah.
Just acknowledging. And I like the fact that he acknowledged his friend was all of a sudden, like, just completely different from what he knew. Because remember, Gi-hoon in season 1 was dumb and goofy. And
he was very just like, he was very fun, spirited. Like, he did change.
Yes, he was a gambling addict, and he owed money, and he was irresponsible.
But he's kind of like a free spirit.
He really was. Know? I mean, you could tell from the picture of, like, the way he smiled in season 1, right?
Yeah, and Jung-jae noticed that he did change. He did. A completely different person.
Well,
he
the
became
revenge
kind of dark,
He experienced something insane. So obviously he can't be as lighthearted.
No, understandable.
And, so I like the fact that they touched on their friendship and how they felt about being in this place together again. And he was like, you're my friend. I have your back. I'm here. So that's one of the new players is Gi-hoon's bestie.
Yes. And then we have Jun-hee, who's the pregnant girl, who's also the ex-girlfriend of another player, Myung-ji.
The crypto guy.
Yeah. She was sweet. Her story was very sad. Didn't have any family, pregnant. This guy's a loser.
I mean, he told her to like abort the baby because they didn't have any money at the time.
And then imagine just going your own way and then seeing him in the game. That's crazy.
Yeah. And in the beginning, it's like, yeah, we get it. Like, he's a little bit selfish and, but he was just consumed with making money in his own life. He really wasn't there for his girlfriend. And then she's here and she was like, I don't care about you. I'm just trying to make some money so I can take care of my baby, essentially. But you could see that once he sees her in the games, he can't ignore her. He's finding
but
it
at the
difficult.
same time, I understood when he was like, oh, let's get back together. We can put our money together. I didn't like that he said that.
I didn't like that either, but she called him out on it right away. And she was like, oh, so now you want to take my portion as well. And he was like, when I heard we'll pay off the debts, blah, 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 and then I'll reinvest. Shut the fuck up.
So like when she said, do you want me or my money? Clearly you want the money.
And that's why she saw where he was coming from right away. But he does save her during one of the games. And yes, he's selfish, but I don't think he's like a horrible dude. He's just selfish.
How shocked were you when he literally killed Thanos? I was not
I knew that was going to happen, though.
I was not expecting that.
I knew at some point he was about to.
I thought someone else was going to come in and do something to Thanos to get him off of him, but I didn't think he was going to do that.
I know, but
I didn't think he had it in him. But I'm telling you, eventually, it brings everything out of everyone.
Exactly. Like, he deserved it, though. Like, he had to go. But goodbye.
Because how are you bullying someone for money that you put into something and it crashed like that?
And
even if someone
beginning.
advised you, you're still the one who did it.
Exactly. And he actually said that in the beginning. He was like, whatever video or whatever I was doing, because remember, this guy was like crypto guy, YouTube channel. He was like, at the end of the video, I always told you, like, this is your choice. Like, you don't have to do this because of me, but I think this is good. And I've lost money too.
Exactly. And then he's there because he lost money as well. So it's like we're in the same boat.
Exactly. Literally.
You know? But Thanos is an idiot.
He is.
Yeah, I was happy when he got out of here. I was like, Yeah.
Who else is part of the new batch
And
of
then we
players?
have Daeho. He's also an ex-military. He started out very strong for me. I
Yes.
liked him. And then towards the end, the way he just, I understand it was a PTSD type of reaction.
course.
I get it. But to leave them hanging like that, at the end of the day, there's two other people ex-military as well. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
they were fine though, right?
Yeah.
Like you have, who was it?
Yunho.
Yoonju
Yoonju and also Jung-jae.
and Jung-jae, exactly. But this guy, because he's younger than them,
Yeah.
I feel like
It affected him differently.
and what he experienced was super fresh, and
Yeah.
he just froze. His heart was in it, but he froze.
Yeah. And that's what I
And-
love when Yoonju stepped up.
and went
You
and
know?
tried to go get extra ammo, but the mom stopping him was, a good choice at that point because he couldn't take on the entire
Yeah.
all the red suits that came in, like the dudes
Yeah.
with the jump. He couldn't take on all those shooters.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy like the mom stopped and said, "Listen, I understand, but I don't think you can."
And then we had that random shaman, creepy, weird lady. Yeah.
She can hold a grudge.
She can, 'cause
Because
she's
one
the-
time
They kicked her out of the group, and she has never forgiven them.
she started
Like,
reading curses and spells on
She said,
them.
"I literally cursed you all."
All of you. Like she was
Yeah.
so salty, but I love it. She holds a grudge. Here's the thing. All these new players, this is the one thing I didn't like. I feel like, yes, we got new players, but I felt like all the people with main parts kind of had the same personality type as players from season 1.
You think so?
Yeah, the shaman lady is supposed to be
yeah,
like
crazy-
that
yeah.
loudmouth, crazy one from season 1.
Yeah.
Thanos is supposed to replace the unhinged, violent gangster,
Thug guy.
the thug guy.
We
Let's
didn't have
see.
a mother and son duo.
No, but there was a husband and wife duo, so there's always somebody with family.
Yeah.
So when they
Yeah.
have to betray each other, it hurts more,
Yeah.
right? We
But
saw
also
that.
that father, that the husband and wife, they weren't a main.
They weren't, but
yeah.
the point of the game was they ended up killing each other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then in this season, the son chooses to save himself and leaves his mom high and dry. So there's
Yeah.
always like two players that have like a familial tie.
Yeah.
So there's them. And then who else is left that kind of like mimics somebody else from season 1?
There was no pregnant. You can say the pregnant girl kind of had the same personality as the other girl with the dark short hair. I forgot her name from season 1.
From season 1 that was essentially wanted to make money because she was taking care of her little brother.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
Gyu-young is taking care of him. Oh, and I like that
how
we got an
cute was
update.
that? Yeah.
We got an update. He's growing up. He's still very much trying to find his mother. So I like that he kept his promise.
Yeah. But he's like a teenager. He's thriving with Sung-woo's mom. Like, you know.
Yeah. And then we also remember the girl that she connected with that ends up dying.
Yeah.
What was her name? I forget. Anyways, she's also like the new tatted up girl with the short hair and the wimpy guy.
Yeah.
See, there's always like some player that resembles somebody else. And then I didn't like the fact that it was like the girl with the short dark hair. Remember, she's like, she's from North Korea as well. Mm-hmm. She's also a defector.
Yeah.
And then in this season, we have one of the shooters. We get a backstory of one of the shooters.
My thing is how do they find who they want as the staff and who they want to play the games?
I think,
what I-
okay, here's the thing. This season, we realized that even the staff is literally just
People they pick.
but also in a situation in life where they have to do this as well.
Yeah.
It's just that they're more skilled.
Yeah.
That's what it is, because you have this woman, we see her story in the beginning, we feel very sad for her. Like, she works at the amusement park. She's trying to find her child that she got separated from when she had to flee North Korea because she killed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
She was in the army. She killed a bunch of people and escaped to the South, but she couldn't bring her kid with her.
Yeah.
And at first, I'm in that car. I'm crying with her. She's missing her baby. She's desperate. She's talking to the broker. Everything is great. I'm thinking she has that card. She's going to go
gonna be
play
the
the game.
game. Yeah.
that was such
When
a
I
great
seen her
surprise.
putting on that uniform, I was like, oh my God.
That was such a good surprise to be like, oh,
That was because we've never seen that in
So
season
imagine
one.
how-
We've never seen them actually recruit one of the staff,
we've
right?
never seen their
Yeah.
background story, and it was great to see that they're just in a desperate place.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess they're, you know, more likely to be sociopaths, or they have the skills, or they're desperate enough. Like this girl, she was like, you recruited me by saying I'm putting people out of their misery. Like that's how she justified it in her head.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like you could tell that she wasn't completely as morally bankrupt as the others, because she didn't like the whole organ harvesting
Yeah, you
that was
seen how she
happening,
was shooting them dead.
killing
Yeah.
them dead, because she was like, we're supposed to put them out of their misery and get a paycheck and call it a day, but you guys are actually like harvesting their organs. Like, I'm not about that life. And that causes some sort of tension with the other maniacs that she's working with.
And that's why I believe she didn't really kill the guy with the sick daughter. You seen towards the end where I think that was her, where she kind of pushes him into a corner and kind of looks like she's going to shoot him. I don't think she did.
You think that's her?
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
I don't think she really killed him.
Yeah, and I think he definitely has to, because I'm like, the way we even saw his story kind of following hers, they both worked at the amusement. He's there because his daughter is really sick and he needs money for her
She
surgeries.
kind of became attached to that daughter.
She saw that. And because, remember, she doesn't know any of these people that she's shooting at, but she does know him. So I think she is going to protect him. I do think for the second part, the final season, that she's going to turn on these fuckers. Like, you just know that they're laying the groundwork for that.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Obviously, the guy that she saved, one of the newer players.
Okay. How shocked were you when you seen player 001? When he turned around, I was like, oh my God, what are you doing here? and what are you about to do?
Can I just say, though, I 100% knew it was him. When the last vote came in at 001, after the first game happened, you know, as soon as he turned around from the podium, the way that we got that a headshot, like we were just seeing him from the top, I knew it was him, because literally that was the big reveal at the end of season 1. I knew they were going to do the same thing, but like tell us right away.
Now, why do you think he joined the game? Because sometimes I'm confused, because there's points when like they all gather, they're all talking. There's something in him that he still seems like.
I think he was faking it.
You think all of that? I don't know. I still feel like there's still some humanity in him. It's weird, like him just being around them.
Fuck no.
There's like
no fucking way.
You think so? I don't know. I think I was just thinking.
No, you're falling for the manipulation.
No,
of him.
not
He's
all
acting.
of it. No. I know, obviously, but I feel like a little bit. He was kind of warming up,
He
not
shot
all the way.
his own brother.
Yes, I know.
Okay, he
maybe
knows
it was
how
just
horrible. He
okay.
won these games before, worked his way up. Now he's the front man.
Okay, maybe
I think
wishful thinking.
he wanted to play, because remember the old man from season 1 was like, oh my God, I had so much fun. Playing is more fun than watching.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to try it for himself.
But my thing is, what would happen if they lost? Was he ready to get killed?
No, he would always set it up in a way that he wouldn't be able to get killed. Right?
How? If you're playing these games, how possible? Like, remember that little, the 6-legged game? Mm-hmm. How can you for sure ensure that you guys are going to win? You can't ensure that,
Well,
though.
notice how they were the last 2 teams. There was no audience. So if that team had lost, they would have just killed the other 5 and killed them.
But then also you would...
Game over. It would have been done.
It would have been done, because then you exposed to everyone that,
He had to.
So either way, you would have lost in that moment, though.
And I think he's especially sick, because I think not only the old man saying, oh my God, I had the time of my life, you know, playing these games, even though, and I'm like, how much of a thrill could you possibly get knowing that you're fully not going to die, though, that you could stop this at any moment.
Yeah.
Right. But he liked the way that he was getting away with these people and experiencing all the feelings. Like he was just absorbing their life and death energy, I guess.
And that's the thing. Because of that old guy from season 1, you would think Ji-hoon would be kind of just suspicious a little bit. Like, literally, you know what I mean?
Player 001 was the old guy. Do you not want to question this?
Exactly. Whatever.
It's fine. But yeah. So I think also the player 001 front man, I think, other than not even just the old man telling him that, oh, I had such a great time playing, because he cannot understand why Gi-hun is such a good person, why he would hate this. He was like, you have all this money. He wants to prove to himself that he's personally thinks this is exciting. He thinks this is a personal game between him and Gi-hun, and like how he's, you know, Gi-hun, how he's like faking the funk with him. And now he's like, you hate me, but I'm right here in front of your face. He's getting a kick out of this. Yeah. Like, he's having the time of his life. I love it for him. Yeah.
Let's talk about like Ji-hoon's plan. I think it was stupid. He didn't think it all the way through, because how does it make sense that you gathered 8 people that are willing to literally fight with you against, you've seen that staff. They have over 60 people.
I know.
In what world do you think that you are going to beat them? Secondly, I feel like they should have killed maybe one other person. And when they did the recount, they would have been out of there, if you think about it. If they had to, I would kill one person.
Who? Which part?
Like, remember they were about to do the recount?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was tied.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because of that, that's why the whole bathroom thing happened, where they...
Yeah, I know. Okay. And then when they came out and they counted again, I would have preferred them just to go and kill what they had to kill instead of doing what they did.
Oh, with that strategy of like hiding and...
Yeah, and then did recount, and you guys would have been good.
But I think, like they said, if they fought them head on, I don't think they could have. That team had way more men. The team who wanted to stay.
Yes, but I'm saying after the fact, after when they came out the bathroom, whoever survived. Yeah.
I don't know.
And they just did a recount again, because how are you guys 9 people going against 60 staff members? Like, it didn't make sense, and I don't know how he thought they were going to,
listen, you know. Which I think brings us to why everyone is annoyed. First of all, because in the excitement of it coming back, nobody really took it in that it was only 7 episodes, and it was like 2 episodes shorter than last season. But keeping that in mind, if we waited almost 3 years for season 2, why would people think we're getting a standalone full episode back to back, 2 years back to back? Like, you know, once I saw how it ended, I'm like, oh yeah, clearly I forgot this is just a part 1, because they're going to come out with part 2 next year. Everybody's like super angry about it, and I really don't understand what the fuss is about.
Can you really call it an ending? It's not really an ending, because it is coming back literally this year, season 3. So it was a cliffhanger, and yeah, I'm excited for season 3.
Me too.
That was the point.
I was not disappointed with season 2 at all. The 7 episodes that we got, it was a great way to see, like, you know, I thought it was a great follow-up. I don't know why people are disappointed. Yeah, obviously, there's more to come.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they switched it up a little bit. We got 2 random games before the games really started.
Yeah.
We saw more into the recruiter's sick mind.
Yeah.
We see where the cop is at, all the work that he put in, 2 years, Gi-hun, like all the work he put in to try and bring down these players, these, you know, the people who created the game. All in all, I thought it was great, and I'm super excited.
Oh, also, the fisherman. There's something...
Oh, I knew he was a snake.
Yeah, he's a snake. These poor men are out in sea. You will never find the island with this guy, because, he's going to make sure you don't. Clearly, he's working for In-ho. So I can't wait till they find out. That's going to be exciting.
When he kept talking to the side character... not the side character, sorry, the gangster's
sidekick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, and that guy's so talkative, and I'm like,
he is.
Shut up. That's when it clicked for me, and I'm like, this fisherman is this little captain. He's asking way too many questions. He should have known the answers to these questions, because you know, Jun-ho would have told him already. And then the fact that he was like, I already know this, tell me more, and he was like, mm-hmm.
And secondly, he's the one who saved him, and he's familiar with that whole area. You mean to tell me he can't help you find where exactly, like, it took 2 years and you're still working with him? Yeah. At that point, I think I would have found somebody else, but
I know. And again, too convenient that he was there.
Yeah.
Maybe he kind of does parole around the island, and that's how he found him when he got shot. Yeah. But either way, we knew he was a snake.
Yeah. He's connected to In-ho. But yeah, all in all, I was entertained, had me on the edge of my seat every episode, loved it. I give it a 10 out of 10.
10, no notes.
Yeah, but okay. If you were in the game, how long do you think you would last?
Oh my God. I think I would get as far as the photo booth. I'm taking a picture and I'm too anxious. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. That's what I said.
I freeze up. No. What was the first game that they played?
Red light, green light.
Okay. You know what? Maybe I can pass red light, green light.
No, I'm out of there. Red light, green light. And let me tell you why.
You wouldn't shake it?
I startle easily. So as soon as they started shooting people, I
would have jumped out of your skin.
Yeah, I would have jumped out of my skin.
You're
I would have, I would have been out of there. Green light, red light.
I get startled.
I would be good at the games, but I wouldn't even make it because I'm just so anxious and I startle easy.
I
And
scream.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I scream and I get easily startled.
Yeah.
So I was like, knowing how easy red light, green light is, maybe I could pass that.
And especially having no idea that that's what happens, the whole shooting.
I'm just not good under pressure.
As soon as I hear the sound of the guns go off, like I said,
You're jumping.
I'm jumping. Yeah.
Right?
So, I'm out of there.
Right
First
away.
game.
First picture, because the pictures come before red light, green light.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm taking my picture and I'm out. Which game did you like the most?
Mingle was actually interesting when they're on the platform and they all got to run into the rooms.
And they were like,
Yeah.
okay, if it says 4, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And if it's 3, what are we going
Yeah.
to do? Okay, that was good.
That had me on edge.
You know what had me on edge? That stupid 6 legs game.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're so dependent on somebody else.
It's skills. Yeah.
Skills, not just you. That would have had, my heart would have just stopped because the guy who kept missing the toss, the little dice game where they had to throw the 5 pieces and catch them, I would have lost it.
We had to slap the shaman lady and be like, get it together.
Yeah. And you don't even know, like, I guess it was a right leg when you have to play that game where, like, where you're just kicking the little fluffy thingy, whatever. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I would have been like, I don't know which one I would be good at. Well,
All of them,
obviously,
and then,
it's their games that they played, right?
Right?
Children,
and then
so.
the little spinner, the
No, the
yo-yo
spinner
spinning
one
was hard as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be.
Listen, I know what people like to say because they're looking at it from the outside, but I'm like, I know myself enough to be like, I'm taking that picture, I'm out. Like you said, the gun would go off and we would flinch so hard in red light, green light that it would hit us next.
And secondly, even the other games, like I do not work well under pressure.
No.
So even if I kill this game naturally every day, I could play that game every day. But the fact that I'm under pressure, I'm not good.
I'm not good at the pressure at all.
Yeah, and imagine people watching you.
Like I'm just good at running and leaving a dangerous situation. Like I'm running, but I'm not actively.
And imagine having an audience of people,
right?
No, yeah,
no.
I would have got my team killed in that game.
Yeah, definitely.
It would have been me.
Definitely. I'm not spinning nothing. I'm not catching nothing. I barely tossed the rock.
I would have been shaking.
Just the walking.
Yeah.
Just the walking would have done me in.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I don't know how that poor lady did not have a miscarriage.
I don't know how that
stress.
I don't know how that chick did not give birth right away.
Yeah.
My water would have broke. It
Literally.
just from the sheer anxiety of it all.
Yeah.
She was a G. I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Anyways, I loved it. Cannot wait for season 3. Yeah. Cannot wait.
I know. It was so good. I personally feel like it really, truly delivered. Thank you so much for listening to this week's after show. Let us know what you think about Squid Games. Were you disappointed? Did you like it? Are you excited for the 3rd one, or you're kind of like over it now? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to follow and give us a review. Bye.
Bye.